Hello, this is Kevin Annett. It's July 19th, and I'm reading a communique from the International Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels, which has just concluded the trial of Jorge Bergoglio, so-called Pope Francis, Justin Welby, the Archbishop of Canterbury, and Adolfo Pachon, head of the Jesuit order. Now, as you know, this case has been going on for several months concerning the involvement of these accused in child trafficking and murder. This is the communique that we received today by special post from Brussels. In the matter of the People versus Bergoglio et al., judgment of the magistrates of the court, including the majority decision with one dissenting opinion, issued in chambers Friday, July 18th, 2014. The unanimous judgment of the court is that the three primary defendants, Jorge Bergoglio, Adolfo Pachon, and Justin Welby, have been convicted and are guilty as charged of aiding and abetting crimes against humanity, including murder and human trafficking, and of personal involvement in those crimes. Their guilt has been ably presented and proven beyond any reasonable doubt by the prosecution. The refusal of the defendants to respond to a lawful summons, to deny or refute the charges against them, or to present a counter case in their own defense, compelled the court to consider their silence as a de facto pro confesso plea in which their guilt was established by the refusal to enter a plea. Precedent has established that pro confesso, which is the refusal of a defendant to plea in a case of profound importance, provides the basis for the lawful conviction and deposing of rulers and responsible heads of church and state, as was found in the case of the People in Parliament versus Charles Stuart, January 3rd, 1649, in England. In this precedent, the High Court, established by the Parliament of England, ruled that the silence of heads of church and state when accused of crimes against their own people amounts to a confession by the accused of all of the charges made against them. January 22nd, 1649. Now, one of our colleagues offers a dissenting opinion. While concurring with the judgment that all three defendants are guilty as charged, the dissenting magistrate argues that pro confesso applies only when no other means exist to prevent such rulers from perpetrating tyranny and wars of aggression against their own people and their liberties, as was so the case in the historical case cited. The dissenting colleague argues that by convicting the defendants primarily under a pro confesso precedent, their actual guilt for the crimes cited can be construed to have been established according to a legal technicality. To quote our colleague's statement, quote, "The overwhelming guilt of these leaders for unspeakable crimes demands that we convict them not simply on the basis of a technicality, but according to the evidence alone, so that their guilt is crystal clear to the world and to posterity," unquote. The court has taken into account this dissenting opinion in formulating its final judgment. Accordingly, it is the unanimous judgment of the court that 1. The defendants Bergoglio, Pachon, and Welby are guilty as charged on 2 counts of organizing, aiding, and abetting crimes against humanity, including murder and human trafficking, and of personally participating in the routine and ritual rape, torture, and murder of children. 2. The defendants are sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole or pardon, and to the forfeiture of their assets, property, and authority. 3. The sworn sheriffs of the court and their affiliated direct action units, established by the court on June 1st, 2014, are ordered to immediately arrest and imprison the defendants at facilities provided by the court and to seize their property and assets. The public is asked to assist the sheriffs in this task. An open-ended international citizens arrest warrant will be issued by the court against the convicted persons within 48 hours of this judgment. 4. The court will produce a full public statement making it clear that the basis for its conviction of the defendants lay entirely in the hard evidence of their guilt, and that their refusal to plea, and hence the pro confesso judgment, was a contributing factor, but not the basis of the guilty sentence. 5. In addition, to emphasize that this conviction is not a limited one aimed only at the figurehead symbols of murderous regimes, as of September 1st, 2014, the court will establish an ongoing permanent inquiry to investigate and prosecute others involved in the crimes proven in this case and contained in the permanent court record. This inquiry shall be entitled the Permanent Commission into Child Trafficking and Ritual Sacrifice, and will have the power to subpoena and arrest and adjudicate cases before the court. The Commission will be international in scope, have no time restriction, and will seek cooperation from governments, international agencies, and police forces with the aim of prosecuting and stopping forever the trafficking, ritual torture, and murder of children. 6. To protect this new commission, its witnesses, officers, and evidence, the court record from the case of the People versus Bergoglio et al. Will remain sealed for now, along with the identity of the witnesses and court officers, with the exception of that permitted by the special and unanimous authorization of the court. The jury members who were involved in the proceedings thus far are relieved of their duties and are thanked for their efforts. And 7. This concludes the case of the People versus Bergoglio et al. This is issued today, July 19, 2014, by the Judicial Council of the International Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels. Thank you.